This is an excerpt from the new Mick Sorby book. From the age of about 5 or 6 years, I can remember my dad beating me. He was a right mean old bastard and nothing ever seemed to please him. There were probably loads of other people that have been through what I went through, and it affects many of us in different ways. But here is a little bit of what happened to me, and what moulded me into who, or shall we say, what I am today. From being a kid, I learnt not to look at him. If he was in a mood or somebody else had upset him, whether they knew it or not, if they knew what was going to happen to me, they probably wouldn't have bothered. If he was eating and you looked at him, and not necessarily in the wrong way, he would throw his food at you, or drag you over to it and stick your face straight in it like a disobedient dog. His aim was to degrade you, and that had the desired effect on me. Then later on he began to beat me properly, again like that disobedient dog, and for little reason. From being about 10 years old, or possibly 11, I can't quite remember exactly, but it was around the same time I had started at Dyke House Senior School in Hartlepool. It was also around this time he had bought an allotment down Sands End, near our home. I was made to go down daily and dig it over, and then when I'd finished, I'd head over to the beach and collect sea coal for the house and the allotment. Not many people know what sea coal is, but basically it's coal that washes up on the beaches. There are exposed beds of coal on the sea floor, and after storms at sea, it washes up and can be found along the high tide line. Well, I was one of the few who knew all about sea coal, especially if there was none to be found on the beach on any given day, which was often the case. When there was no sea coal, I would get bashed, and I mean bashed, for what he said was not trying hard enough. Trust me, I didn't want bashing, and I had tried. There simply wasn't any to be found half the time. The average kid didn't even know what it was, and here I was getting bashed for not being able to find any. Then, to make it worse, he made friends with some of the other people on the allotment, and he would then lend me to them for a day or two to dig their allotments and get their sea coal, for which he'd no doubt be getting backhanders for the privilege, and I'd still get my beats no matter who did or didn't get their sea coal.